Business,
The
personal.
future used to be so clear when I was reliving the past. Once I caught up to the moment I had left, that ended. All I've had to go on since then are the plan and the visions. I knew Jack would come to me. I'd seen that, but I didn't know why exactly, or how it would end.
There he is. You were right.
My visions of the future aren't always clear, but they don't lie.
Speaking of lies, Joyce is saying he's discovered his brother's time machine.
We've spent 17 years looking for it, and he finds it in less than a day?
Does sound unlikely.
Still, we know it's out there somewhere, and we don't know what his brother managed to tell him.
If he really has located the machine, why would he come here and tell you? Smart Money says he's trying to play you.
Maybe, but the machine is out there. It's in our interest to find out where. And if Jack knows, I have to talk to him.
Do I get to be him?
Dr. Joyce could have provided the answer to that question.
William's attitude and knowledge made him a liability.
Is that angry young man going to cooperate any more than his brother did? You remember Jack as a close friend, but that clouds your judgment. Don't make this personal.
It's not.
Then don't forget why we're here tonight.
Why are we here?
After what happened, our people need reassurance that we're in control. You're the man who can win them over. Let me handle Joyce, so you can concentrate on your speech.
I know what's at stake here, Martin.
Welcome back to Quantum Break. I am Thorz, aka this guy. Apparently, for now.
Dr. Sophia
Check out the
Amaral had
computer.
taken over our Chronon research department after Dr. Kim's accident. She was the only one who could treat the Chronon syndrome.
What happened to Dr. Henry Kim? Erica, first of all, my condolences and apologies. I didn't realize you had a history with Henry, and frankly, I would not have promoted you into this position had I known. If you would be more comfortable working on something else, I could take that. I can make that happen. No questions asked. To be clear, I'm not talking about a demotion. I mean a comparable senior position in another department. You're correct in that it's a very sensitive topic, but given your current security clearance, I can tell you what I know. Unfortunately, I don't know much. For the past 6 months, I myself have been trying to work out what happened, but I haven't made very much progress. Yeah, right. I know Henry was working late in his lab, and there was some kind of chronon particle surge. Of course, we know that exposure to large quantities of chronon particles can result in physical changes. Oh! Paul Serene is an example of that. His first exposure resulted in his extraordinary abilities, and the second exposure caused his progressive condition. In Henry's case, that exposure transformed him into a chronon-disrupted wave function subject, or a shifter. It is, of course, clear that Mr. Serene's and Henry's conditions are essentially the same thing, even if Mr. Serene's case hasn't progressed as far. Oh. However, it's not at all clear how Henry could have been exposed to such a powerful dose of chronon particles, particularly as this lab area itself underwent none of the temporal changes we have come to associate with such an exceptional event. Something else is going on here. None of the containers on scene had remotely enough chronon particle capacity for such a high dose, and furthermore, all of them were intact and accounted for. So something else is happening to him, or he's just more powerful. In short, we don't know where these particles could possibly have come from. I'm not surprised that Martin Hatch was unwilling to discuss this. He was the only other person present in the lab when the accident took place, but I don't know why he was there or what happened, and he claims to have no memory of the events. Despite this, Martin somehow managed to contain Henry in the artificial zero-state field up in the lab. I am unwilling to speculate as to how this could possibly have happened. Suffice to say that I have many questions about these events myself. Think about my offer, Erica. You are a first-rate scientist, and I would hate to lose you, but I would absolutely understand if you wanted to change departments. Please give my best to your wife. It was lovely to meet her the other week. Sophia. People really need to stop leaving their emails open. Sophia, I realize this may not be a welcome question, but I feel like I need to ask. I knew Henry Kim very well. I went to school with him, and he was actually my husband's best man for my first marriage. Unfortunately, when I moved down to Florida, we didn't manage to stay in touch. Let's just say that life took me into unexpected directions. It was a very welcome surprise to hear from him when he was recruiting new people, and I'm glad to say we hit it off again. We spoke on the phone a lot. He came over to meet my wife, and well, it was like old times. It could have been awkward, but it wasn't. Henry was like that. You can imagine my shock and disappointment when I heard about his death just a week before my own employment at Monarch again. We didn't get to work together the way I'd hoped. Now Monarch has been very good to me, but his death has been eating at me. I know it's something people don't want to discuss, and I understand that there are confidentiality issues. However, having recently been cleared for some of the more sensitive Chronon research, I now know that the story of his death is a fabrication, and Henry has become something entirely different. I'm not blaming anybody, but for my own peace of mind or sense of closure, I suppose I'm wondering if, given my new security clearance, you were in a position to explain how this came to pass. I should add that I brought this up with Martin Hatch the other day, and he made it clear in no uncertain terms that I should drop the matter. Given that, I'm taking something of a chance talking to you about this, but I feel like I can't let this go. I understand if you aren't allowed to discuss it, but I'm more than a little scared and upset. I hope I can rely on your discretion either way. Erica. So, looks like we're probably gonna come across him at some point.
The mansion was an extravagance, but it was useful for events like the gala, and it deflected attention from our nearby R&D facility.
What art is this? Weird. Weird people. Okay, this way we go. Does anybody sleep in this game? Okay, now we're just gonna walk in silence because you already said all you had to say. Okay, we'll just leave it awkward like that. This is where the gala is gonna be, huh? What's in the bag,
What are these doing here? We should be set up by now.
It's all on schedule. You're micromanaging again.
I'm just asking why are those not set up? Micromanaging.
Don't even
Micromanage you. Don't even YouTube either.
And here you are.
Here he is.
I had to see the lifestyles of the sick and traitorous up close and personal. And it was such a nice invitation.
Him? Yeah, you must be talking about him.
This, Paul.
Well, I don't know. He's me in other rounds. Okay. Look at this. Are we like in frozen time or
Paul,
he's like
what should we
glowing?
do about Joyce?
I don't know. What do you think we should do? I'm gonna talk to him.
I could still try to reach Jack and make him see reason.
Yeah,
Or
right.
I could let Hatch deal with him so nothing would distract me from leading Monarch.
Oh. Oh. Personal business. I get it. Oh. I don't know. This is gonna change the story of the next episode, or right? Next series. Okay, do we have him personally take care of it, or should he like? We've been up against this dude for quite a while now. Let's show business. That way, we can start to deal with the other guy a little bit. Get to know him a little bit, you know? See how this goes. Can we show both first? And then pick?
Up into the past. Tried to change things.
Answer me this question, Bo.
I once trusted Jack more than anybody. It was my only chance to make him understand the truth.
The fuck do you mean nobody got a look at the shooter?
But without me there to give the speech, my empire would start to crumble like a house of cards.
Oh.
I believe that with hope comes miscalculation, and as you'll die one way, Mr. Thorz, with miscalculation can often come catastrophe. And that leaves me with you, Mr. Joyce.
But my old friend would be a lost cause. Dead and buried, along with the rest of my past.
Tonight is a celebration in the face of darkness. Tonight we celebrate because I promise to you that we are prepared.
Monarch would grow stronger with my presence. The plan would go forward as intended.
Wow, okay. Why is there only 2 choices? Like, don't you think he could see time? There'd be a whole lot more things you could do. Okay, well, do we choose this from Jack's point of view or his? Because, I mean, Monarch growing stronger doesn't actually sound like a good thing for Jack and his crew. I can't make a choice from his perspective. I can only make a choice of what I think is just going to be more interesting. Okay, I just watched them again. Personal, Paul really deals with Jack one-on-one, but Monarch goes down. Business, Monarch rises, but then that relationship goes further away. I don't know. Maybe we kind of want to delve deeper into their history and delve deeper into their personal thing. Make it more personal and just say, forget this whole Monarch thing. Oh, this is tough. I've decided. We're not going business. We're going personal. Let's learn a little bit about these 2 guys, shall we?
Martin, I'm afraid you're gonna have to cover for me at the speech tonight.
All right.
Jack and I have a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah.
I've seen where this leads. I've been to the end of time, and I've escaped it, all the way to 1999, when it all started. I've tried to change things, but by trying, I only made them happen in the first place.
Bummer. Okay. 53% of the community agreed with my choice. It's pretty even. You chose to have Serene focus on his personal business. I felt like that would probably be the more interesting choice. You know, see the old friends catch up. Alright. If you liked that video, click the like button. I'm guessing the next episode is going to be the real version, the real TV series, episode 2. Stay tuned for that. I am Thorz, this is The Last Arcade, and I will see you guys next time. My screenplay? Oh God. This is so long. This is literally a screenplay. What? I'm not reading all this, but interesting, thanks. Oh, it's called The Time Knife? Written by Bruce Livingstone? Hey, Dr. Amaral. We haven't talked too much since I'm one of Serene's guys from Reaper Squad. That's just a cool name. I mean, Reaper Squad? I want to be part of that. I'll switch sides. Working around all this time tech stuff, or chronon tech you call it, I guess, got me really inspired, so I started writing a screenplay. There's a lot of science talk in here, so I want a scientist to check it and make sure it kind of makes sense. Would you mind taking a look? Here's the first half. You literally gave her the whole first half? You named him Bruce Savage? And your name is Bruce Livingstone, so this is basically you, huh? Like the wannabe version of you. Bruce Savage stands in his office. He is sexually attractive. This is already the worst screenplay of all time. Somebody knocks on Bruce's door and he opens it. It's a scientist lady. Yeah, she looks like a librarian with glasses, but she's actually a scientist. You can tell because she has a lab coat. It's because she has the lab coat, you could tell. Like, she's a scientist and not a librarian, alright? Lady scientist says, "Help me." Okay. Take this knife because some bad apples are trying to steal it and it is very important. Okay. What is your name, handsome? I'm Bruce. Let's shake hands. I'm sorry. Okay. Bruce and lady scientist shake hands. I wasn't going to read this, but I mean, this is like so interesting. Wow, you almost broke my hand with that handshake. You are definitely a tough guy. She is impressed with Bruce's strength. She looks at his large biceps like they are delicious pieces of ham, but she doesn't want to eat them. Here is the knife. The lady scientist hands Bruce the knife. It looks mostly like a knife, but also like a time machine, because it is both a knife and a time machine. But Bruce doesn't know that yet. Goons break through the windows and shoot the scientist lady. She dies. Avenge me. Okay. Bruce kills the goons with his legs by doing lots of kicking at them. They are dead real quick. Bruce looks like I got a leg up on you guys. The audience probably laughs here, so Bruce waits to deliver his next line for around 5 seconds or so that everybody has time to calm down and sit back in their seats and, like, you know, get their stomachs back in order, because, you know, all that laughing. I added that part. What is so special about this knife? Bruce stabs the knife into his chair. The chair disappears. The chair disappeared. He looked at a picture on his wall, which is a big photograph from 1932 with lots of people from 1932 in it. Bruce's chair is in the picture. Ha! Bet you didn't see that one coming, did you? That's right. Don't underestimate Bruce Livingstone and his screenplay writing, okay? She's the scientist he's sending it to is gonna fix it up. Interesting. My chair traveled back in time to 1932 when I stabbed it. When I stab things, they travel through time. That explains why this knife looks like a knife, but also like a time machine, because it is both. Bruce's real goofy friend from across the hall runs into the room. He trips on something on the floor. His name is Slabo. He isn't as fat as his name sounds. Oh yeah! That is Slabo's catchphrase, and he says it in a real funny way. Scientist lady, Bruce, you saved my life. The scientist lady was only faking being dead. Twist! Ooh! I can't believe we had a twist already. Are you married? Only to my job. I find that attractive, but also respectable. She kisses Bruce's cheek. What about my cheek? Oh, man! That is Slobbo's other catchphrase, which he says in a different but equally funny way. Bruce waits a few seconds for the audience to stop laughing before speaking. Wait, those lips were lips, not woman lips. Man lips, not woman lips. Bruce pulls off the scientist lady's wig. She is actually Bruce's boss, Paul Marine. Paul Marine is a douche. My boss. But why? I wanted you to kill those guys before they wanted me dead. I knew you were real tough, so you could kill them easy. But I don't respect you as an employee, so I always make you do the jobs, even though you've been working at my company more than most of the other guys, and are real smart. Also, I don't like you because my girlfriend finds you sexually attractive. Now I understand. Give me my time knife back. Paul Marine snaps his fingers, and 73 goons surround Bruce. What is he gonna do now? You can't kill 73 goons, so just give up. I don't have time for this. Bruce stabs himself with the time knife and disappears. Whoa, my mind is blown. I did not see that coming. Did you guys see that coming? Like, he stabbed himself and disappeared, right? He time traveled using the time knife. I think my Slobbo voice changes every time. Bruce opens the door. Now he is twice as jacked. You're even more sexually attractive. How is this possible? I stabbed myself and traveled to the past, then trained in all kinds of martial arts to become even stronger. I also strapped explosives into everybody's boots in the past, so that when I press this detonator, you will all explode. Oh yeah! I'm glad I have stocks in this company. Why? Because business is booming. Bruce presses the detonator. All 73 goons blow up like eggs in a microwave. Paul Marine doesn't explode. Luckily, I used my metal detector this morning and found the explosives. So I switched boots with somebody else. Say, Slobbo, whose boots are you wearing? No! Slobbo explodes. My best friend, you will pay for this. You don't want to stab me with that time knife. Why not? Because I am actually you from the future. That doesn't make sense. Yes, it does. Remember, the time knife is also a time machine? I am you from the future, but I stabbed myself with a time knife in order to come back here and do all of this. But we don't look the same. That is a good point, and I'm glad you brought it up. First, I time traveled 700 years into the future, to a time where humans have created advanced technology that allows surgeries that completely change people's faces and bodies. I had this surgery performed so that you wouldn't be able to recognize me, but I'm actually you in disguise. I can prove it because I know many things about you. Like what? You have a birthmark on your left ankle? I do have a birthmark on my left ankle. I am starting to believe you now. You should, because even though I have a new body, I kept that birthmark on my ankle so that when I met you, I could prove that it was actually you from the future. I will show you. Paul lifts up the left leg of his pants, but there is no birthmark. Instead, there is an ankle holster for a gun. Swerve! Paul pulls out the gun and aims it at Bruce. I was lying this whole time. I'm not actually you. I was just saying all that so I can get my gun. Son of a bitch. Paul Marine, also in the future. I melted the time knife and turned it into bullets. Those bullets are now in this gun, which means that I can shoot you, but also send you through time all at once. Finally, you will be out of my way so that I can marry my girlfriend, Sophine, later today before you are all able to tell her that I'm a real guy. I didn't know you were getting married today. I know, my girlfriend Sophine made an invitation for you because she admires you and thinks you're attractive, but I destroyed the invitation and then I lied to her and said I gave it to you at work, but now I am here to give you a different invitation. To your funeral! Paul Marine shoots at Bruce. Slabo jumps in front of Bruce. No! Slabo wasn't actually dead. He jumps in front of the bullets and is shot several times. Now he's actually dying. Avenge me. Okay. Bruce goes to attack Paul Marine, but now Paul Marine has disappeared. He's gone. Slabo is dying on the ground, covered in blood. His body is red like a hot dog covered in lots of ketchup. You must stop the wedding. You are a totally better guy and clearly more attractive than Paul. You should be dating his girlfriend Sophine. Slabo dies. Bruce just sits there next to Slabo for a while because many people will be crying at this point. He eventually gets up. Looks like I'm going to a wedding after all. He holds out the time knife. Somebody's gotta cut the cake. Cut the cake means he's going to kill Paul. The audience will understand because of the way the actor says it. It's a real intense moment. Bruce puts on his shades. End of Act 1. Please be in Act 2. Please be in Act 2.